Hello, and welcome to the Model Majority AAPI History 201 comedy show. We are excited to celebrate May, Asian Pacific American Heritage Month with you. We're going to laugh and maybe learn a little. We're also excited to be kicking off the United We Stand 42nd Annual Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Festival, produced by CAPA, Coalition of Asian Pacific Americans. To learn more about all the virtual events that they have planned for this month, check out capaonline.org. Also, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have chosen Asian Mental Health Collective to raise money for this show. So if you haven't yet, please donate to them now, because it's been a tough time to be Asian in America. We've already dealing with trauma. That's why a lot of us went into comedy. But now we're dealing with a pandemic and increasing, seemingly endless anti-Asian attacks and discrimination. So we could definitely use the help, or if you need help yourself, definitely check out their website, asianamhc.org. Thank you and enjoy the show. Thank you everyone for joining us today. American Girl is so excited to launch our new Asian American Girl doll. We haven't had an Asian doll since we retired Ivy in 2014, but we need one now more than ever.
The new doll needs to be tasteful, culturally accurate, and most of all, encourage parents to spend $150 on a piece of plastic, plus more on accessories. But if there's anyone that can do it, it's this dynamic duo.
Oh, stop it.
Sexy G.I. Joe, Furbies that look like Steve Buscemi. You two are toy masterminds. But hey, let's get started. I'm anxious to hear your ideas for the new doll.
Imagine this. It's 1863. The Chinese are working on a transcontinental railroad.
It's hot work, grueling work, but amidst the sound of hammer hitting steel, what's that?
Meh, meh. The cry of a newborn baby.
Fast forward 6 years, the railroad is done, and that precious newborn is now a child. But the father?
Not so lucky. He died of dysentery.
Fast forward another 6 years. That child is now a preteen named Lucy, and Lucy wants revenge.
Revenge on the white man who killed her father. With their harsh working conditions, one by one, Lucy finds men and kills them, using the very same tools her father used to build the railroad.
This doll's accessories include a miner's pick, a shovel, and a bloody spike.
Wow, that's really intense, don't you think?
But it's edgy, and edgy is good. Kids love edgy.
Maybe we can hear another idea?
The year is 1942. The U.S. is reeling from Pearl Harbor. Anti-Japanese sentiment is at an all-time high.
FDR has just issued Executive Order 9066. Anna is a Japanese American sent to an internment camp in Heart Mountain, Wyoming.
While imprisoned, she falls in love with a boy named Jeremy. But before they can share their first kiss, Jeremy dies of cholera due to contaminated rations.
Anna never forgets Jeremy, or the way the government brought them together only to rip them apart.
Anna moves to the Soviet Union and becomes a spy during the Cold War. She's prized for her stealthiness, her agility, and her cold, unfeeling heart.
Her accessories include a communist patch, a martini, and an AK-47.
No guns, no martinis. American Girl dolls do not come with guns and alcohol.
But maybe they should. Maybe it's time to up the ante a little bit. Give those Bratz dolls a run for their money.
Please tell me you have something that is more age appropriate.
The year is 2021. Miko is your average high school sophomore. She loves sports, TikTok videos, and baking.
One day, Miko finds an egg at the edge of the forest. She decides to take it home, and 3 days later, it cracks.
But lo and behold, this is no ordinary egg.
It's a dragon egg.
Is that really culturally accurate?
At first, Miko is delighted with her discovery. Having a pet dragon will definitely look good on her college applications.
But soon, things get out of control. Fatally out of control.
Miko can no longer keep up with the dragon's insatiable appetite. She lures it to the forest in hopes that she can leave it there and escape.
But as soon as the dragon realizes it's been abandoned, it loses its mind.
It begins torching the town, destroying everything that Miko has ever loved.
Goodbye, childhood home. Goodbye, overpriced food truck. Goodbye, town panhandler.
Finally, it turns its gaze to Miko.
I'm sorry, isn't this getting a little dark?
Shut up, Alan. What happens next?
Well, that's for you to decide. This doll comes with a choose your own adventure book.
She dies, doesn't she? Oh, Miko, why?
This doll's other accessories include a dragon egg, a charred food truck, and a fire extinguisher.
Miko, you shouldn't have left him. He just wanted to be loved.
Dragons.
Works every time.
For 2 months in 2012, an Asian took the world by storm. People were wearing jerseys with an Asian name on it. Jeremy Lin made me proud to be Asian. Instead of calling me Yao Ming, Jackie, or Bruce, they referred to me as Linsanity. And I was no longer the last one picked in basketball. Linsane in the memory! Yeah! Jeremy Lin, the first Asian American to win an NBA championship, while convincing the world that Asians could dunk.
Good evening and welcome to Who Founded It? I'm your host, Todd Merriweather. And now, let's meet our contestants.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and I'm from the great state of Texas. I love God, guns, and trampolines. Yeehaw!
Oh, I'm Sally, and I'm a content creator and Instagram model. You can follow me at Sally's Beauty, not the store, 01.
Annabeth, didn't come here for small talk? Came here to win. Let's get this game started.
Love that spirit, Annabeth. So, the rules are simple. I'm going to name a company and put a picture of two people on the screen. Your job is to tell us which person founded it. Let's start with you, Annabeth. One of these men is the founder of the internet giant Yahoo. So tell us, who founded it?
Is it,
Time's a ticking.
Shut up, Todd! You're not Alex Trebek! I don't do well under pressure. Is it the guy on the right?
No, it was not TJ Miller from Silicon Valley. The right answer was Jerry Yang.
Ugh, I knew that.
Right. Just like I knew they were scouting contestants for this show from the 7-Eleven drive-thru. Moving on. These twin sisters co-founded the dating app Coffee Meets Bagel. Sally, tell us, who founded it?
Ooh, is that Pavarti and Padma from Harry Potter? I love them.
Is that your final answer?
Those characters were so underrated, and Ron totally should have ended up with Padma.
The correct answer was Arum and Dawoon Kang. You know, real sisters, not fictional characters. Moving on. Jimmy, can't get easier than this. One of these men started Bola Market. Tell us, who founded it?
Ooh, this is tricky. Because whenever I go into Boulder Market, there is a brown-skinned fella behind the counter, so it could be either one of them. But if I had to choose, I think it's the guy on the left.
I mean, it's a cartoon. It doesn't even look real. The correct answer is Indian immigrant and real person Harry Singh.
Are you sure they ain't related? I should at least get partial points for that.
Partial points for racism, but none for the game. The score's 0 across the board, which means it's time for a tiebreaker. Here is your chance to redeem my faith in humanity. Now, once again, we are looking for a real person who founded a real company. On the left is a picture of the king from Burger King. And on the right is a picture of Amar Bose. For the win, tell us, who founded the audio company Bose?
Okay, well, obviously the man on the left is royalty, so I'm gonna say the man on the left.
Man on the left is an entrepreneur for sure. He could probably eat a red lobster anytime he wanted to.
Wow, you guys are dumber than you look. It's obviously the guy on the left. No, I meant right. Ugh, this game is so stupid.
Well, life is stupid, Annabeth, which is why I am hosting a game show that streams on Hotel TV instead of owning my own yogurt company. And with no score across the board, no one will be taking home our special prize, a 1-year subscription to YouTube TV.
They want you to pay for YouTube now.
That's all the time we have for today, folks. Catch us next week for another episode, and in the meantime, stay found.
Honey, I'm home. What's this?
Hello, darling. Would you be a dear and take the trash out? I spent all day trying to wash the smell out of your yellow jumpsuit. You do get so sweaty in spandex, but I'll make you a new one.
Bruce Lee and Winnie, aren't we a fine pair?
Is this really happening?
Empty your mind. Be like water, my friend.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you're dead.
Please, Bruce, you can't leave again. There are so many American TV shows and films you still need a star in. I need you. The world needs you.
Look, there were not a lot of roles for Asian men and women when I came to America, especially good leading roles. It's all I've ever known. So I'm not sad because I never thought true Asian representation was possible. Because what is Hollywood if not racism persevering?
Welcome to our bank, Mr.
Aoki. Hiroaki Aoki. I'd like to get a loan to open a restaurant.
Sure. I'll just need a few details for the loan. Do you have a culinary background?
No, I'm a wrestler who qualified for the 1964 Olympics, but chose to pursue my restaurant dreams instead. I'd like to open a Japanese restaurant where we cook the food right in front of the customers using acrobatics and tricks. Oh, I almost forgot. We'll throw the food at the customers.
Excuse me?
We'll throw the food at the customers. I think I'll name the restaurant Benihana, after my parents' coffee shop in Tokyo.
And do they throw the coffee at their customers?
Of course not. That would be ridiculous. Can you imagine?
Mr. Aoki, I'm not sure customers want to have food thrown at them.
People love having things thrown at them. Haven't you ever played catch?
Of course, but this is hardly this.
Here, let me show you.
Mr. Aoki, there's no open flame allowed in this.
Onion volcano.
As impressive as that is, I must insist.
Open wide.
That's enough, Mr. Aoki. I'm not sure I can approve this loan.
What do I have to do to get it approved? I'll do anything. Anything. Just name it. Whatever it takes.
Just don't throw food at your customers.
I can't do that. You see, I came to this country with a simple dream. A dream to throw food at people. And I have a dream that one day I will have a son, Steve, and he will become a DJ. And he too will throw food at people. Mostly cakes.
Hiroaki Aoki founded Benihana in New York City in 1964 with $10,000, about $85,000 today, earned by driving an ice cream truck. The rest is history.
Welcome to our 15th annual Spice Awards. With no delay, let's start with our first award for Best Sauce. And the nominees are gochujang, sriracha, ponzu, and naan paprika. And the winner is sriracha.
Hey, can you drink her? Hey, sriracha is kind of our thing, so I'm just gonna accept this on behalf of Vietnam. I want to thank my mom, of course.
Right, but do people know that the guy that invented it was a Chinese immigrant living in Vietnam? I want to thank my mom.
So, okay, but living in Vietnam, so he's totally Vietnamese, like he started making it in Vietnam.
Cool. I hear you, but like, he's Chinese. Also, he started officially making the sauce in Chinatown, Los Angeles.
Since sriracha was started in California and still made in California, I, Sophia Rubalcaba, Mayor of Ventura, California, am pleased to accept this award for California.
No, get out of here.
Here.
His last name is Tran. I don't understand how you don't understand how Vietnamese it is.
Hoi Fong Foods, the company that makes it, Chinese.
Both you bitches need to step down, okay? Sriracha? Sriracha, it's in Thailand, all right? Chili is our thing. What you know about curry? Doesn't matter, I won anyway. Yeah.
Welcome. I'm your host, Miscellaneous Brown. And on this episode, we get a special behind-the-scenes look at a science fiction classic, Return of the Jedi, and two Filipino-American actors that improvise their way into greatness.
So is that lunch or are we just resetting for another angle?
No, don't get too comfortable. I think they're setting up for a close-up. Want to run your lens?
Yeah. My lines are yum num yum num yum num yum num. I think I got it.
I had an idea for an improv where I could get a line in.
What did you have in mind?
I don't believe in coincidences, okay? And the fact that we are both Filipino American and both Ewoks, that is not coincidence. That is fate.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely the first time I got to act with another Filipino American.
So, let's take advantage. Instead of saying, yap nub, yap nub, yap nub, let's speak to each other in Tagalog.
God, you know that could work? When C3PO rises from the bushes, I pop out and say, Ayun! Puno daw to!
Yes! And I could say, Maganda!
Yeah, this is totally gonna work. I'll make you a bet that in editing, these white people won't be able to tell the difference between yum nom and our Tagalog.
We are going to be in this movie for sure! At least our Tagalog will, or casino doesn't rhyme with Filipino.
And with that now Tagalog scene, those two uncredited Filipino American actors made history. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ewoks are Filipino.
Ayun, puno daw to. Makanta.
Queen Lili'uokalani of Hawaii was overthrown, then imprisoned in her own home by American businessmen in 1896. After she was freed, she stayed in Brookline, Massachusetts with her husband's cousins.
It's been wonderful hearing about your culture.
We heard that you wrote music while you were held captive. Would you be willing to play something for us?
Of course. My music brought me so much hope during a dark time. I'll translate this song into English just for the two of you. It's called The Prayer of My People. Oh God, I lift this prayer to you. After white men overthrew me with a coup, they put me on trial, and once they were through, they locked me up in my room.
So sorry. Could you stop for a second? That song brought you hope.
Sarah, be respectful. Queen Lily, I read The Sunset and Me, a history of the Hawaiian people, and I'm open and ready to hear what you have to say about life in Hawaii.
I can tell you, it has nothing to do with going on trial.
Please continue.
The United States ignored our pleas when they stole our territory. Oh, but the worst was yet to come when they built the Dole Plantation.
Stop!
But this song brought hope to me and so many Hawaiian people.
Sarah, let her honor her sacred culture.
Darling, what part of ancient Hawaiian culture references stealing?
Please, start again.
I hope their limbs get torn off by monkeys and their asses become infested with fleas. I hope the white men die very soon, in addition to Sarah, who smells like a buffoon.
I'm so sorry. Could you stop again? That verse felt like a personal attack.
Oh, not at all. Buffoon in Hawaiian means gratitude.
Indeed, I'm fairly certain I read that in my Hawaiian dictionary.
I'm fairly certain you did not. Is there a different tune you could share? Is something happier?
Absolutely. I wrote a song on my very first day of captivity. It's called I Declare War.
Hello, I'm Vicky Manala Graves, and in 1948, I became the first Asian American woman to win 2 Olympic gold medals in diving. And I'm here to share some poolside safety tips with you. The first rule of safety is to keep it light. Avoid diving with anything heavy, whether it be flippers, jewelry, or the burden of racial segregation. When I first started, a lot of diving clubs were afraid that people of color might contaminate the water, so I had to use a different name to hide my race. It was only after I finally embraced my Filipino name and heritage that I started winning championships. After all, how can you execute a perfect swan dive when you're weighed down by bigotry? The next important safety tip: don't drink and dive. Now, I know a lot of you fellows out there like your whiskey on the rocks, but those can impair your judgment and cause you to slip off the board.
Aloha, my little wahine. Want to taste these coconuts?
Or get too friendly with your fellow divers.
Come on, let me show you my big kahuna.
Remember, no one likes a drunk diver. I'm not Hawaii, you idiot. Lastly, always exercise caution when exiting the pool. For better traction on wet floors, wear a pair of sandals, or as we Filipinos call them, chinelas.
Hey! No people of color allowed in the pool until after 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time!
These also work wonders on ignorant jerks.
Get your disgusting yellow sweat. Oh!
Remember, folks, if you want your next diving experience to be free from accidents, just follow these simple rules. Until next time, have fun and stay safe.
Hello, New Yorkers. I'm huge. Mom, Turbo Vax Daddy. Or you can call me Vatty for short. Do you want to get vaxxed? Because Vatty is here to help. I created a code to get hundreds of thousands of you fine ladies and men an appointment to get your COVID vaccine once you are eligible. It may hurt a little at first, but the benefits are big. Mama and I know you've been waiting a long time and are feeling very frustrated. So I worked hard all day and night to relieve your stress, all while watching the entire first season of Bridgerton. Twice. Back to back. Am I eligible? Yes, I am. And I got my second dose over 2 weeks ago. So, I am vaxxed, waxed, and ready to climax. What are you waiting for? Get TurboVax now, because there is nothing that gets Vatty hotter.
Now that we're having twins, we have to save up for 2 colleges and grad schools.
I've decided our children are going to be comedians.
What? No, they're going to go to med school.
We will not be our parents.
Yeah, so you want to colonize our children with American ideals?
We colonize the colonizers, okay? More Asians everywhere.
I bet you can't even name one Asian who's making $1 million telling jokes and their parents don't resent them.
Ali Wong, Ronnie Chang, Hassan Minaj.
You can't guarantee our kids would be funny.
Why? Because you're not?
Okay, so Leanne, I'm gonna say no.
No comedians. Okay, so what about a tennis player like Naomi Osaka?
Doctors.
How about something historic like Kamala Harris? No, sexy musicians like Blackpink. Oh, I love
Blackpink, huh? You know, speaking of something historic.
No, it will be another year before we could do that.
Sometimes we get so caught up in our daily lives that we forget to take the time out to enjoy the beauty in life. Breathtaking. The simple act of paying attention can take you a long way. Excellent. The person who was holding me back from my happiness was me. Whoa. Whoa! By Keanu. For men, women, children, pets, and pillows. Whoa.
No, I totally understand. I'll just watch the wedding on Zoom. Oh, you're not having a Zoom. Oh, good. You're still accepting gifts. Okay, bye. Great. No weddings, no concerts, no Broadway. This summer is going to suck. Oh no, not Mr. Chen's too. Where am I supposed to get my dumplings from? Grandma? What are you? How are you? You're supposed to be dead.
And you're supposed to have better skin.
What are you doing here?
Your whining woke me up out of my eternal slumber. Your ability to complain is pretty impressive.
You came back to life to insult me.
I came back here to teach you a lesson.
Grandma, let me fill you in. This coronavirus has taken over everything. Millions of people have died, the city's completely changed, and my favorite dumpling place is closed forever. Life is so hard.
Hard? Oh, Leia, let me tell you a story. This is Chinatown, 1928. This is the Chinatown I grew up in.
Wow, it's so quiet.
Do you know why that is, Leia? It's because everyone's scared of the tongs.
The thongs? I get it. I'm not a fan of thongs either, but...
Tongs, Leia. Tongs. The tongs were Chinese societies, kind of like gangs, but they didn't always get along, and in my day, these streets were filled with hitmen and drug lords, not to mention the crooked cops and city officials.
Whoa, sounds very Godfather-esque.
Yes, but with fewer cannolis and more egg rolls. We didn't leave our apartments for fear that we would get caught in a battle between the On Liang Tong and the Hip Sing Tong.
Trust me, I know what it's like to not leave my apartment. With the exception of New Year's, my birthday, Sean's party, a baby shower, and the occasional bar crawl, I've barely left my apartment this year.
You would not have lasted a second in my day. You have no endurance.
Grandma, I watched the entire Justice League Snyder Cut. I have plenty of endurance.
When I was your age, I was running a restaurant, an underground poker tournament, and a family. The only thing you know how to run is a Zoom happy hour.
What is all this noise down here?
Grandmother.
I see my granddaughter Lulu's reading you the Riot Act. Funny how easy it is to preach when your life was easy.
Easy? My life was far from easy.
What do you know of hardship? My life in the 1800s was hard from the start. I wasn't even welcome. I had to sneak in through Mexico because the Page Act banned Chinese women, assuming we were all prostitutes. Do you know how humiliating it is to be treated like a criminal just because you want better opportunities?
Well, I personally don't, but you should meet my friend Maria.
And after all that, when I finally got here, I was one of the only Chinese women in New York. The things they said to me, even death can't erase those words.
Well, do you know how many times I was sworn at for being Asian?
Grandma, that like literally happened to me last week.
What do you mean? People have not advanced beyond such basic ignorance?
They haven't advanced beyond basic stupidity, is more like it.
Go back to China, you dumb bitch, and take your stupid virus with you.
What are you doing?
Uploading a picture of that guy to Twitter. People need to know there's a racist prick walking around 3rd Avenue.
That's one way to handle it.
Lulu, looks like our Leia isn't the only one we came to teach a lesson to.
What the?
And that's why you don't mess with the ancestors.
Thank you everyone for coming to the show. Of course, if you enjoyed it, what should you do? If you haven't done already, is donate.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming. And don't forget to donate to our wonderful beneficiary tonight. Tonight's show was totally free, but we ask that you donate to the Asian Mental Health Collective. They are a nonprofit organization with the mission to normalize and destigmatize mental health within the Asian community. And they aspire to make mental health easily available, approachable, and accessible to Asian communities worldwide. And you can donate on their website at asianmhc.org. Again, that's asianmhc.org. Again, tonight was totally free. So give some of that money right to them, to asianmhc.org. Oh, and now I'm going to pass it to Carol.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. If you want to keep up to date with all our goings-ons in our next show, and when we release like individual little sketches, you don't want to miss out on, you should follow us on social media. Our Instagram is @ModelMajority. Our Twitter is @ModelMajority1. We're also on YouTube, Model Majority Comedy, and on Facebook as Model Majority. So yeah, and if you're having trouble keeping track of all that, we also have a great website, modelmajority.com, that will also have links to all of our social media, as well as all the info about all the lovely people you have seen tonight, and all the hard work they put in, and like what they did and who wrote what, and all of our wonderful actors and our production team and all of that great stuff. So modelmajority.com.
Awesome. So next show will be in the fall. So definitely follow us on social media or join our mailing list because we will be doing movie night. Last year we did TV night and it ended up in the New York Times, which was really awesome. So we're excited to do our movie night. So all movie Hollywood related themed sketches. So definitely you do not want to miss that. So of course, I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank the best comedy team in the whole world, Model Majority. Yay! All these people work so hard. And of course, special thanks to our friends and family who make our shows possible. Thank you to our co-producer, Horacio Gutierrez, and our sound designer, Judy Moy. Thank you to our friends, CAPA, CATA, and A4. And also thank you, Time Out New York and DC Metro Theater Arts for including us in your weekly roundup of best things to do this weekend. Get vaccinated if you haven't. Thank you and have a great night.